So you know that I love social media as much as the next person. I always say it gives me the opportunity to come live and to connect with you and talk about things that I think are really important, or at very least important to me. And one of the things that I don't love about social media is how people use it. And what I mean by that is looking at somebody else's social media and watching what I like to call the highlight reel and thinking that you are somehow defective if you are not like them. If you are not living in this happy, euphoric place all the time, and you're somehow wrong or broken if you are not sneezing rainbows and farting moonbeams. I am over it, and it is not helpful. For those that don't know me, my name is Shannon Wooten. I am a lifestyle infertility specialist, and I help women who feel disconnected from their bodies heal by owning infertility sucks, you don't. So real talk, processing feelings of fear and anxiety is not linear. And I shared something with you all last week, and that is that I'm going to be doing something to better myself. I'm going to be getting my life coaching certification so I can keep having impactful conversations and hopefully continue to give the real deal about fear, anxiety, and depression, and how we need to work to process these things, and how not sneezing rainbows and farting moonbeams 24/7 does not make you defective. And for me, a part of going down this path, this newness for me, it's scary. It makes me feel like I'm freaking out on the insides. And so all last week, I was feeling that way. I was feeling like, okay, I have a lot at stake here. There's a lot at risk. It's something brand new. It's going to be taking up time. I have to make space for it, but it's also important to me. And so I was freaking out about it, right? Like, it costs money for me to get certified. Like, where is that coming from? All these things were just making me freak out. And so what I did, knowing full well, like I said, how social media works, where people are very often posting about their highlight reel, which I'm not saying, if you're in a great season of your life not to share it, absolutely share it. But for those of us that are maybe going through a struggling with fear, anxiety, depression, or maybe not in the greatest season of their life, sometimes watching somebody else's highlight reel can make us feel like we're defective, like there's something wrong with us, like I said, if you're not constantly sneezing rainbows and farting moonbeams. So stop. Just stop. One of the things that I had to do was say to myself, just stop. Don't go to social media if you know that you're in this place where you're freaking out, but also don't make yourself feel bad for it. If you're freaking out, allow yourself to have the freak out. It's something that I learned in my struggle with infertility was I was trying to have control over everything so much of the time and making myself feel like I was wrong for having this depressive moment. And so it's simple. It's that simple. Stop making yourself feel like you are somehow defective. If you are going through a season of your life where things are less than glamorous, where you're struggling with fear over something, or you have anxiety about something, and you go to social media and you see someone who's posting the highlight reel of their life, and they're in a great season of their life, good for them. But stop making yourself feel defective because you're not in that same place. Allow yourself to do a few things. One, if you're having a tough time, acknowledge to yourself, I'm having a tough time. Say it, own it, take ownership of it, admit it. And number two is, if you need help getting out of it, get the help that you need. And if you're in a place where you're not sure if you need help, tell yourself, I'm in this tough period of my time, but I have to be just as committed to acknowledging that I'm in this period, I'm in this tough season, as I am to getting out of it. And that's something that I did last week. When I was in that place, actually it's been for the past few weeks, because I've known that this has been coming. I've known that I'm going into this course. I know that it has a responsibility, a financial responsibility. I have a responsibility to show up. I have a responsibility to be committed to know enough about it, to bring that to you and continue this dialogue that's important to me. So what I did was, I took it on. I took the feelings of anxiety, I took the feelings of fear, and I took the feelings that could potentially throw me back into that depressive habit that I have, and I owned them. I acknowledged them. I admitted them to myself. And almost as soon as I admitted them to myself, I also admitted to myself that I couldn't stay in that place. I also knew that come hell or high water, I had to be just as committed to owning those feelings as I was to getting out of them. And I had to stop looking at everybody else, that people even that I admire, who are living in a different season of their life right now, and they're happy and they're sneezing rainbows and farting moonbeams, and not emphasize on that so much that I don't have it in my life. Emphasize that I know I can get back to that place. Right now I'm having a tough time. Allow myself this moment to freak out, but also do not beat myself up for it. So if you're going through a hard time right now and you're freaking out because you're not, like I said, sneezing rainbows and farting moonbeams, if you know that social media is a place that you can go to and look at other people for inspiration typically, but it's making you feel worse, stop doing it. If you know that you're freaking out over this particular situation or struggle that you're in this moment of your life, this season of your life, own it. But at the same time that you're making that acknowledgement and you're coming through with the truth of your feelings in this season of your life, also say to yourself, I can't stay here. It's not healthy for me. It's not healthy for me to want to become somebody else or emulate their life because I'm not them and they're not me. They're in a different season than I am. Just as unhealthy as it is to pretend like it's not happening. Just as unhealthy as it is to ignore it and then end up staying in that place or choose to stay in that negative place. Make a commitment to understand those feelings, acknowledge them, and also make a commitment to get out of them. You're not going to sneeze rainbows and fart moonbeams all the time. There are seasons of your life. Allow them to be what they are and keep it moving. All right, guys, thank you so much for signing on. Throw me some hearts or likes below this video and be easy. Have a great week. Do good things for yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Bye.